Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be making another one of the mini brands create. This is the Masterchef Around the World. This is the acai bowl. Comes with our yogurt glue, our acai powder, our crushed nuts, strawberries and banana slices, blueberries, our bowl with the cutest spoon, and that's it. And our placemat, of course, it comes with a little stand there. So this one is from Brazil. Basically, let's see here. It wants us to... Okay, I'm going to do a little bit different. I should have grabbed this before I started. Let me see if I can get to it without making a mess and find what I'm looking for. Of course, it's not going to be on top. Yes, there's some. Okay. Anytime that I have these deep bowls, I always fill the bottom with some clear resin. And I'm going to do just the same with this. Take my Goo Lagoon water here. Pretty sure I've still got a good bit in there. Let's just reserve some ingredients. Of course, you won't be able to see underneath it anyways. And I usually just fill it, I don't know, half of the way, something like that. Just a bit. That's good. Just enough to where there's less space that I have to worry about filling up. Pop those bubbles. Okay, I'm going to cure this up really fast and I'll be right back. Ooh, well, that's curing. I also minced the mint leaves and kiwi. So I'm going to get these opened up while we're waiting. Cute, cute, cute. I like their kiwis. And of course, our blueberries. Open. There we go. And our strawberries and bananas. Now this tells you to, oops, basically, let me grab it here. Oh, that's hot. Pour in your acai powder. Top it with your cream glue. Stir that up. And we're basically going to do that, but let's see here. Excuse me. Excuse me. I'm not going to use my little spoon to stir. I'm going to use... Ooh, that's a pretty color. And as you can see, it's about halfway full. This is just kinetic sand. Normally, I would take this and mix it in a separate bowl, but I think we'll be okay in here. Get this. Now, I'm not going to use the top. I'm just going to use my toothpick to pull a good amount of resin out of here. It does suck up a lot of it in that sand, the kinetic sand, so you do want to make sure that you get enough resin. And then just mix, mix, mix. Mix is fairly easy. And I'm sure I'll have to add some more, but I just add a little bit at a time. Getting that mixed in. Now I can come back and get some more of my sand. I don't want to add it all at once, or just the whole thing, because I know I'm not going to use the whole thing. And it's easier to mix in this resin if you just do a little bit at a time. Same thing like when we made the baked potatoes. I scraped it all out, mixed in a little bit at a time, and then restuffed it back in. But see, this, just with what I've used, you can see if I hadn't have put that clear resin in the bottom, we'd be having a whole lot of space. And they're really, there's a good bit in here, but I don't feel like, even with adding the resin, like there would be, maybe there is, maybe I just don't see it, but it doesn't feel like there would have been enough to do the whole bowl. Maybe I'm wrong. Alright, I added a little bit more resin. Just slowly, I'm trying not to make a mess. Mix that in with the rest here. Just mixing it until that white resin portion is gone, and I think that's going to be enough. I love this color. And this allows, I know with that thinner layer up there, I'm not going to have to worry about it not curing all the way. Because if you did not do it this way, you would need to cure in layers. That's really important. Or if you ever store your minis, they fall over, whatnot. I promise you're going to have a mess. It will leak if it is not cured all the way. Okay, I'm just going to, I've got alcohol over here beside me. All right. Next, before I do any curing, and see I still have a good bit of the powder left. Use that for something else. I love it. Okay. Over there. Next, what it wants us to do is add our nuts, our crushed nuts, to half of it here. And this is similar to that kinetic sand. It's sticky. I'm just going to take some out. And I don't want it to, I want it just to go on half. So this is very similar to the Moana bowl that we done. If you've done the Disney version of this. I'm just going to press these, make sure I have as many as I want. Maybe I don't think that looks good. I'm happy with that. Okay, like that. And then next we're just adding our fruit, piling our fruit on. So I'm going to get my blueberries. I will say one thing about these. There's two sizes of blueberries in here. There's some really large ones and some smaller ones. Okay. I like to have it look like the picture, so I'm going to take my bananas, start stacking them up. Oops. Just make a little row of them. Does it go? Yes, it does. Okay, I'm going to dip some of my resin onto this. It does have it going up onto the sand portion, as we call it. Go add more like that. I have one more banana. I might as well use it, maybe. Can I get you right back here? Yeah, I think so. Okay. Alright, next I think I'll do my blueberries. I'm going to put the large ones on first. See how they fit in there. There we go. Put one right there. Then I have some smaller ones. It looks like they stacked them up some, so I'll come back in a minute. I'll add a little bit of resin on top to add the rest of those. And then it has a big strawberry. Kind of like, that's a really big strawberry. Kind of like pressed in right there. And then it has a piece of kiwi flipped up around like so. And then a mint leaf. I'm going to stick my mint, well, I don't know. It has it kind of stuck right there, but I'm a little stumped on how. Okay, I need to get some more resin. Foster, shh. Foster. Yep, he heard something, so he is the biggest crybaby there ever was. And he will whine until he can't stand himself. The wind can blow outside and he will just cry and cry and cry. He's such a baby. Oops, need to get that much, but kind of want a bit of resin back here to stick my mint leaf and this big blueberry back here. Oops. There we go. Got that, place that there, and then now I can take this because I have something that it will stick to. There, I like that. Alright, I'm going to step away, give this a cure, and I'll be right back. Alright, there we have it. Our acai bowl. Turned out very cute. Love it. Everything is in there good. Of course, I don't never stick my spoons in, but there's the spoon. Set it right there. And there we have it. Alright, guys. Stay tuned. I have tons more to do. Still got to find that rare. Wish me luck. Those rares, it never fails with mini brands, not with Miniverse. Never have trouble finding with Miniverse. But mini brands, the rare is always the last one, and it's usually about a year later, and I'll finally find someone that has it very reasonably priced, not charging, $30, and then I'll get it. At least that's how it happened with the apple pie. Still haven't found the Aurora cake, but I always find them eventually, so hopefully my store will get some more and I can get in there before everybody shuffles through them and I can find it, but who knows. Other than that, I still have tons more to do. There's never a shortage because they just keep coming out with more and more and more and more and more. So anyways, guys, I hope y'all have a great weekend, or by the time this comes out, it may be through the week, so I best not say that. Great rest of your day. We'll say that. Thank you, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Bye, guys.